Picture this: a stormy night, an old rocking chair, and a chilling secret. The rain poured down in torrents, drumming relentlessly on the roof and creating a symphony of eerie sounds. Thunder rumbled in the distance, and lightning occasionally illuminated the dark, rain-soaked street, casting fleeting shadows on the old house. Ready for a scare? This is not just any ordinary night. It's a night where the past and the present collide, where the boundaries between the living and the dead blur. On a stormy night, Hung sat in her grandmother's old wooden house in the forest. The house, with its creaky floors and ancient walls, had always been a place of mystery and stories. Tonight it felt more alive than ever, as if the very walls were whispering secrets. The sound of raindrops tapping on the roof and the wind whistling through the cracks made the room feel even colder. Each gust of wind seemed to carry with it a sense of foreboding, a hint of something unseen yet deeply felt. In the corner of the living room stood an old rocking chair. It was a relic from the past, its wood worn and its cushions faded. This chair had been in the family for generations, and it was said to hold many memories, some of which were better left forgotten. Grandma always said it had an owner, and nobody dared to sit in it. The chair was always left alone, as if it had a presence of its own, a silent guardian of the house's secrets. Huang chuckled, brushing off the spooky tales. She had heard them all her life, and, while they were entertaining, she never truly believed them. To her they were just stories, nothing more. Suddenly, a creaking noise filled the room. It was a sound that sent shivers down her spine, a sound that seemed to come from the very depths of the house. The rocking chair began to move gently, even though there was no wind. It swayed back and forth, as if an invisible force was pushing it, a force that defied all logic and reason. Huang shivered and walked closer to check. Her heart pounded in her chest, each step feeling heavier than the last. She reached out a trembling hand, her breath catching in her throat. Just the wind, she reassured herself. But deep down, she knew that the explanation was too simple, too convenient. There was something more at play here, something she couldn't quite grasp. But as she turned away, the chair rocked faster. It moved with a sense of urgency, as if trying to communicate something, to convey a message that words could not express. She froze, eyes widening as she saw wet footprints leading from the chair straight towards her. The footprints were fresh, glistening in the dim light, and they seemed to appear out of nowhere. A faint giggle echoed from behind. It was a sound that was both childlike and sinister, a sound that sent chills down her spine and made her blood run cold. Hung spun around, heart racing, and saw a shadowy figure sitting in the chair, staring at her with cold eyes. The figure was barely visible, shrouded in darkness, but its presence was undeniable. The chair continued to rock even after the rain had stopped. The storm outside had passed, but the storm inside the house was just beginning. The chair's movement was relentless, a haunting reminder of the night's events. Whispering, "What would you do if it were you? Would you run, or would you stay and uncover the truth? The choice is yours, but remember, some secrets are best left buried."